Hey you guys, what's happening? It's your boy Terrence back at another video. I hope we are in focus. We are. Cool. So I know it's been a while. I took a break of 4-5 days because I was shooting like 10 videos in 10 straight days, and sometimes even like 3 videos in a day, like in terms of recording and shooting them. So I'm back. I'm here. I'm not going anywhere. Right. So today I thought about talking about something interesting and a true story as well. As in my true story in terms of the topic for today. So as you all know, on this channel I help you guys out by adding value to you guys' days' life, in a sense that I not motivate you, but I guide you in terms of whatever I've learned in my life till today, right? So I hear so many young men and even women as such, right? Constricted by things like goals, thoughts, ideas, dreams, subjugated by cultures, religion, beliefs, responsibilities, etc. Right? I use two words there, keywords: constricted and subjected. Right? So most men nowadays, right, at least in the country I am staying in, again, this is not, I'm choosing my words very carefully because the agenda of this video is not to bash anyone, right? It's just that I just speak from the heart, right? So it's a heart to heart conversation, and if you dislike it, it's fine, no problem. So like I was saying, many young adults, right, if you're above 18, many young adults, right, they have these goals and these visions, once they enter college or they finish college, they have these goals. I want to live independently, or I want to become a CEO, or I want to become an entrepreneur, or I want to become some data scientist or something. They have a number of goals, right? But what happens in our country, especially in our country, is like, oh, your son is this, my son is that. Oh, your child this, my child is that. Oh, look, see that child, right? That the neighbor's child is that. It's so fucking pathetic in terms of the culture that we live in terms of how parenting is done for children. I literally see people beating their children up until they're bleeding. Firstly, if I see that happening in front of my eyes right now, I will lay that same pain to you. No questions asked. That is child abuse. Secondly, no parent or an adult is supposed to touch anyone younger than them, especially if without consent and without if you are below the age of 18, basically, in terms of correctional and non-correctional as well. So what am I trying to get at? Men especially, right, and some women as well, they are so deprived of confidence and vision that they seek approval from everything. Like, what my parents will think, what my this will think. Oh, I need a government job, will be very secure. Sacrificing everything that they grow up on, right? Let's say if a kid grew up, let's say he wants to become a footballer, or an engineer, a doctor, whatever, right? 99% I can assure you, the people that you meet have not achieved their dreams. The reason is because first is they want approval from some people, and this mentality of approval has been set into their minds through this shit culture of education that we currently have, and parenting, wherein only if my parents approve with it, only if my family approves it, that's correct, otherwise it's not right. That's why I never even tried to get into a government job, because I know I'll always be working for a government person, right, at the end of the day, right? And I'm thinking way beyond that, right? For example, coming to the true story, 2016 I had graduated, and I had got a job in like I would say like the not Fortune 500, but top 5 within the Fortune 500 companies, right? If you know me personally, you know what company that is. Joined the job, training was all good, fine, all that good stuff, right? When it came to the job, I realized that it's not for me, because I don't know how to put it gently, but I just didn't like the way the company's culture was, right? Not because I hated it or something. I'm just not that kind of vibe, right? Like you can't, like you have introverts, you have extroverts, blah blah blah, you have ambiverts, etc., right? So that way, I was trying to put myself into this culture, forcing myself literally, right, in that. And then I realized, like, if I do this long term, I'll never be happy, right? I'll never be happy. So what happened? Long story short, 3 months into the job, I suddenly put my papers down. I didn't tell my family whatever, right? And then my parents were all like, "Oh, we're extremely disappointed in you. You got a job at such a good company. Extremely disappointed." Fast forward 3 4 years, 16, 5 years, almost 5 years. I'm just giving a round figure. 5 years. I work at even a big. I work at a bigger company, which has a much more friendly atmosphere. Not only that, but I also now earn 3 times my salary that I was earning there. Right now, you might be thinking, "Oh, Terence, oh wait, you first said you quit a job and your parents." I remember my dad telling me, like, on the phone, everyone is very disappointed. At that moment, I have two choices. I can go back to the job, no problem, or I can fucking make choices for myself and stop fucking seeking approval from anyone else and live the life that I want to live. Right? What happened in between is I got one job, then I got another job. Basically, this is my third job I'm working at. And if you know me, it's now the top second or the first largest company in the world to work for. Like, everyone wants to work for, right? Not to brag or anything, but this is a true story. So what I'm trying to say is, you have to fight. You have not fight as in physically fight. You have to take risks, right? Beyond the boundaries of risks is where you will get your dreams come true, right? If you accept what other people want you to become, you can do that, no problem. You can get the government job, right? But we all know we all know what we want to do and what want to become. So my message to the younger men, especially in the early 20s, like 20, from like 20 to 25, right? I can tell you this, even women as well. If you have a choice, and you do have a choice, if you're in that age, you do have a choice. You can take as much risks as possible. Now is the time to take risks. After 30, you cannot take risks. I mean, you can take risks, but the opportunity for people who are in the early 20s and is a lot more. And now is the time to take risks. Now is the time to chase your dream. Even if you fail, so what? You learnt more, right? But at least you tried. You didn't give up. Do not be that person who goes and, oh yes father, I did this. Yes mother, I did this. Yes sir, yes uncle. Fuck that, dude. Fuck being disagreeable. People who are agreeable, you know what happens to them? I get all motivated, yeah. So I'm moving on the conversation from motivation of of a journey, and then being agreeable and disagreeable. It's very important to be disagreeable. If you're agreeable all the time, you're always going to be working for someone. You're always going to be taken advantage of. I'm talking in terms of professionally, right? And if you're disagreeable and yet you're sociable, that's a killer combination. If you're social in nature and you're disagreeable, you'll be like, okay, let's try this, let's try 50% of this. If it doesn't work, then you listen to me, right? It also builds up the leadership. So you can disagree, whatever, right? So if you've watched the video till now, right, and you read the title, you know what I'm getting at. Your problems that you have right now of you're chasing your dreams, as an example, or building this or doing that, right? Your problems, they're all smaller than you. I overcame them. I fucking overcame them. My friends were sitting at home. They're still sitting at home, right? They'll always be there itself, not taking risks, secluding themselves in that comfort bubble, right? And yeah, so that's about it. So you are bigger than your problems. Dude, guys, I did it. If I did it, you guys can do it. Right? And that should motivate you enough. Not that this is a motivational video, but I just wanted to add value, So what can we take away from this video is, take risks as early as possible. Take as many risks as possible, right? second thing is be disagreeable and social at the same time, right? And the third thing is always remember you are bigger than your problems. People will tell. My own father told me, I'm disappointed in you. This was in 2016. We are extremely disappointed that you quit your job in 2016. Not now, right? So yeah. So if I have to take away a couple of those three things, just to reiterate, it would be, first is be disagreeable and be social. Take risks, right? And the last thing is, remember guys, you are bigger than your problems. Remember that. Don't let them become bigger than you. It's all in your mind, by the way. Any problem can be solved, right? Nowadays any problem can be solved, but you have to understand, conscious effort that you are bigger than the problems. It all starts here, right? So I know it's a long dragging video, so hope you guys like the content. If you watch the video until now, give it a quick like and a subscribe and share if you can. That'll help me out a lot. Until then, I'll see you all next time. Cheerio.